On the 17th of June 2020, accused number 2 was booked out of the Pretoria North police station cells, and thereafter is interviewed in the courtroom. Are you aware of that?
My Lord, I'm aware insofar as what was put to me. It was put to me that on the 17th of June, I was there when he was interviewed. And I said that is incorrect because I only saw him on the 18th. And so the issues of the 17th of June, I think, can then be canvassed with Sergeant Mokhane because I was not there, my Lord.
And by popular demand, I see you guys. Here is the video that I'm studying the chain. I'm studying the Nxumalo series for today. I just did the intro for you. I see you guys want the clips. Okay, you want to see this for yourself because, yes, it's unbelievable. I know. Even I, too, was like, who's this? Gininda starts off. So this is how they start off. Gininda, of course, thinks he's still king of the show. Okay, he still thinks, oh, this is gonna be a walk in the park. I will walk all over Nxumalo. Okay, whatever. And Nxumalo starts it nice and easy, And he says on the 17th of June, Ubongani Ntanzi was booked out. Okay, of the cells and then taken to the boardroom. Very nice, simple, non-accusational statement. And he ends it with, are you aware of that? Cue Gininda with the excuses. Cue the guilty are afraid. Cue a liar always has something to say. I've been seeing all your comments, okay? Gininda starts off singing. I was not there. That is incorrect. Why did they say I was there? I wasn't there. I only met Ubongani Ntanzi on the 18th. Sir, this is Nxumalo, okay? He never said all that. You have to isolate and answer the question you are asked and not jump into a paragraph speech sermon. Please, Gininda, please. But no, he doesn't take my advice. As you will watch later, he's going to learn a lesson he's never going to forget, okay? And then he goes on to talk about, because I only saw him on the 18th, and anything you want to ask regarding the 17th, don't ask me. Go find Mokhane, okay? Go find Mokhane, because I was not there. Poof. Let's hear what Nxumalo says in response to this.
Even Detective Sergeant Mokhane did not inform you that on the 17th of June 2020, he had booked out accused number 2 from the Pretoria North police station for interview in the boardroom of that police station.
No, my Lord, and it would not be necessary. Remember, I've indicated to the court that there were cases that Mokhane was assigned to look at insofar as his investigation is concerned. He only brought the information to my attention that he was going to Northwest on the 18th to follow certain things insofar as this matter. That's when I then said I will meet him in Northwest, my Lord, in Carltonville specifically on the 18th. So insofar as the matters that were assigned to him, he didn't need a permission from me. I mean, he's got a mandate. He's an investigating officer, so he could interview the person he had arrested and investigating without reporting to me.
On the 18th of June 2020, accused number 2 is booked out for investigations by Sergeant Mokhane. Sergeant Mokhane then traveled with the accused, that is accused number 2, to Western area in the Northwest for further investigation purposes. That is to follow the accused alibi. Is that correct?
I'm aware of that, my Lord. Yes, that's correct.
So, when the accused is booked out on the 18th of June 2020 for further investigations, it was in respect of which case?
It was in respect of the matters that Sergeant Mokhane was investigating. But then he told me that there's this assertion. But then I decided, my Lord, that I will go and interview the accused, because insofar as this matter, I was the leading investigating officer. So it was all the matters that Sergeant Mokhane was investigating, insofar as I know, my Lord.
So, amongst the matters that Sergeant Mokhane was going to investigate on the 18th of June 2020, which made you to say you were also going to come, was in this case?
Was in relation to this matter. My Lord, it should be prudent, or maybe recall that my interest insofar as the 2 accused were, this was in relation to this matter. The other matters, my Lord, were picked up on the cold case analysis and assigned accordingly to the relevant investigating officers.
Sergeant Mokhane told this court that on the 18th of June 2020, he informed you that they were proceeding to Western area in the company of the accused. You confirm that?
Yes, I confirm. That is why, my Lord, I joined them, because I had knowledge that they would be in Carltonville. I was aware, my Lord.
When he informed you, Brigadier, that he was proceeding to Western area in the company of the accused, where were you?
My Lord, I was in Gauteng. I just don't recall where, but I was perhaps even here in Pretoria, but I was not in that province, my Lord. I was around here, my Lord.
Besides telling Sergeant Mokhane, after he informed you that he was proceeding to Western area with the accused, what did you say to him?
No, but my lord, I won't recall that. All I know is that there was an understanding that I will meet him in Western area, and I met him in Western area with the accused, my lord, with the accused too.
According to Sergeant Mokhane, you told him that you were also coming. You will meet at Western area as you also wanted to interview the accused. That is accused number 2.
My lord, that's what I just said. There was an understanding that we will meet in Western area with the accused too, my lord.
It doesn't end there, Brigadier. You also said that you also wanted to interview the accused.
My lord, I've also said that my only interest insofar as these 2 accused were in relation to this matter. So naturally, when you engage them, it will be a formal engagement, my lord. So what I said, I don't recall what words I used, but there was the understanding that we will meet in Carltonville in relation to accused 2, my lord. And so naturally, yes, there would have been an engagement with myself and accused 2, but what I said, I don't remember the exact wording, except that there was this understanding that I will meet him in Carltonville with accused number 2.
Brigadier, you also confirmed the issue of the interview in your affidavit that you deposed on the 15th of October 2023 at 1900 hours 40 minutes. That is some 3 years later after the incident of the 18th of October 18th of June 2020. You confirmed this. You said you're also coming to interview the accused. Do you recall that?
My lord, I'm not disputing that. I think the question was asked differently. I was asked what words did I use, and I said I don't recall. That's some years back, my lord, the verbatim of what was used. But I do not dispute that between myself and Sergeant Mokhane, there was this understanding that I will be joining them in Carltonville in relation for me to engage with accused 2. I just don't remember the wording that I used. But my lord, one can take it that my presence of going there was to engage with the accused 2. So if the term interview was used by Sergeant Mokhane, I will not dispute it, because then I was going for that purpose, my lord.
May the court bear with me, my lord. Brigadier, I'm going to refer you to the affidavit that you made, your affidavit which you made or documented on the 15th of October 2023 at 1900 hours 40. I'm not going to hand this affidavit for the record purposes. I'm going to refer you to paragraph 10 of the affidavit. Maybe before I proceed, I'm going to hand you this copy of the affidavit in order for you to confirm the signature as well as the signature or the names of the Commission of Oaths. It is a typed version of the affidavit that you made on the 15th of October 2023. So, Brigadier, to confirm the signature that is appearing on the last page of the affidavit as your signature.
Yes, I do confirm it, my lord.
You also confirm that that affidavit was made on the 15th of October 2023 at 1900 hours 40 minutes.
I do confirm, my lord.
Also confirm that it is commissioned by the Commission of Oaths.
Yes, it was commissioned by Lieutenant Colonel Matoko, my lord.
So, Brigadier, for purposes of my cross-examination, I'm going to refer you to paragraph 10 of the affidavit. That is now in relation to the words, the interview, not the whole paragraph. It reads as follows, and I quote: Accused number 2 was arrested by 2 members for a different matter. I proceeded to Western area to interview him. This was on or after the 16th of June 2020. Upon my arrival, I was introduced to him by both Sergeant Mokhane and Mabena. Those quotations.
Am I supposed?
So you confirm, Brigadier, that the words interview do appear in your affidavit. That is the words as Sergeant Mokhane told this court that you told him that you were coming to interview the accused?
My lord, I do confirm, but I think the question really, with greatest respect to Advocate Mnisi, was asked differently. What I was asked is, what did I tell Sergeant Mukhane? Not what was I going to do in Cantonville. That's not how the question was phrased. And when the name interview was then raised, I said, I will not dispute that, my lord, because I was going there indeed to engage with accused number 2. But the question was asked differently because I was asked, what is it myself did I tell Sergeant Mukhane, not what was I going to do in relation to accused number 2. So there is no dispute insofar as me going to interview accused number 2, my lord.
You also testified that when you arrived at Western area, you introduced, the accuser is introduced to you, and you also introduced yourself to the accused.
That is correct, my lord.
Where did this interview took place? The interview that you had with the accused, that is accused number 2.
In Cantonville, at Sibanya, not far from Sibanya mine, my lord.
Where exactly? In Cantonville?
I think I found them, my lord, in the parking lot, the security area. There's a security area there in Sibanya mine, and I think I dealt with this part that after I questioned accused number 2 insofar as this incident, when he said he was at work on the 26th of October 2014, we then proceeded because it was close by, my lord. It was a walking distance. So where I spoke to him, where I found him parked, the mine itself was just a walking distance, my lord.
So the interview took place in the vehicle? Is that what you are saying?
My lord,
or somewhere there in the parking lot?
My lord, I think engaging someone, and I don't understand perhaps the term interview, because it should not be construed to be saying you're sitting down and writing. That is why I said I was introduced when I found him, my lord. I introduced myself. I warned him according to his rights. I dealt with this part, my lord, during the trial, within trial, and I engage him insofar as this matter is concerned. So but it's not a type of an interview where you sit down with someone, take notes or write a warning statement or make a statement. It was not, but it was formal, my lord, because my engagement with him was on formal basis.
Bongani Ntanzi's body language tells me not to believe you. I haven't frozen the video. I haven't sped it up. This is literally, Mr. Cameraman, good job over there. This is literally Bongani Ntanzi as Brigadier Kinenda went on and on and on, saying he introduced himself. This is what Bongani Ntanzi looks like as Brigadier Kinenda is saying, I warned him according to his rights. It was a formal interview in a parking lot. This is what the South African Police Services does, okay? They meet these suspects. And don't forget, Bongani Ntanzi is a high-profile criminal, and they meet in a parking lot, okay? They meet in a parking lot, and he conducts his interview. He doesn't have to write anything down. As you know, that's why he wrote his affidavit on the 15th of October, 2023, literally a couple of years later. This is 3 years later, because this interview happened on this 18th of June 2020, over 3 years later. So 3 years and a few months, Brigadier Kinenda decides this is a good time for me to sit down and write all this down. Isn't this incredible? He's been to the magistrate court. He's been sitting in holding cells. He's been in prison. This whole time, Brigadier Kinenda did not think, you know what, let me write an affidavit about that day. Only now, after it's now in Judge Ratta's courtroom, does the Brigadier jog his memory to say, oops, let me write that statement right now. And the Commissioner of Oath says, yep, let's commission it as being a very, very true statement. I'm going to go on record and say, I don't believe him. I don't believe him. It was not a formal interview. It was very much that kind of interview where you put hands, okay, where the hands are put on each other. I have to choose my words. I got in trouble with YouTube. That's why the video is late. I got in trouble. YouTube said, nope, we don't talk like that. We do not talk like that on YouTube. You gotta start again. So I have to find my words, guys. So Bongani Ntanzi's body language, I'm sorry. I believe Bongani Ntanzi. Why would he make it up? And why are you meeting him in a parking lot? There are no police stations over there at the Carltonville. There are no police stations. There's no way you could have met him than to conduct this interview on the streets. On the streets. Do you know what kind of people meet each other on the streets and conduct meetings? The kinds where there's powder being given, okay? And money being exchanged. And it's got to be fast, quick. This is an official meeting, South African Police Services, and it's done on the street corners. And he says, no, this is not the kind where you sit down and write down. He even says that himself. Wow, incredible. You know what? Let's continue before I get emotional. Let's continue.
So, I just want to get this clear, Brigadier. When you receive a call from Sergeant Mohane, wherever you are, or you were at that time of the call, proceeding to Western area. So, when you receive a call, Sergeant Mohane is informing you that he had arrested accused number 2 and they were proceeding to Western area to do some investigations. And then you also, on the other hand, inform Sergeant Mohane that you were coming to interview the accused. So when you left the place wherever you were on that day, that is the 18th of June 2020, proceeding to Western area, you knew, you had formulated it in your mind that when you met or meet the accused in Western area, we were going to interview him.
My lord, so the first part, insofar as the arrest took place on the 16th. That's when I received the call, insofar as the arrest is concerned, was on the 16th. But coming back to the 18th, my lord, yes, I formulated in mind that I will be engaging. Now, when you engage or interview a person or speak to a person informal basis, my lord, it's not a formality that it must be at the police station. And I've dealt with this part, my lord, that it happened most of the time where you meet a witness on the street when incident has just happened. You can't say, don't tell me anything, let's go to the station and sit down and formalize the arrangement. The person, you engage a person, he will tell you this is what has happened, and then you can follow up on that, because I did not know what will be the responses of the accused. So I went there. What I knew is that there will be a formal engagement between myself and accused 2. It's only when I knew, my lord, in terms of his options, after he was warned according to his rights and his choices of what he wants to do, that then I started making arrangement for the formalities. This is now the obtaining of exhibit HA, I think it's HH, the first one, from Lieutenant Colonel Rappard. Because then I was seized with information directly coming from him. Prior to that, my lord, I didn't know what he would say to me. So my lord, at this stage, in essence, it was the investigation. It was right at the inception. It was right at the beginning of this matter. So it was more at an investigation stage. However, the interaction, because you have to tame the interaction as to what you're doing with this person, it was formal, and indeed there was exchange. So you cannot, I don't know any other terminology, my lord, except that you were interviewing the suspect. But the engagement was part of the investigation at an inception stage, because it was the first time I was then going to come across or came across accused 2 on the 18th of June 2020.
So far as the writing of whatever occurred there on the 18th of June 2020, by writing, do you mean the use of the statement regarding the interview with suspect form?
Yes, because I'm getting an impression, my lord, that that's where Advocate Nxumalo wants to go, to say, and that is why my interaction was documented in the diary. That's why I'm saying it was more an investigation phase. It was at the beginning. You're meeting a person for the first time, so you can't go there carrying all manner of things, because it's a first engagement. I do not know what this person will say and whether what he's going to say will actually link him or exonerate him in the matter. You're going there to say there is this person of interest that has been identified in the matter. You are now going to engage this person, but it's at the investigation stage. My understanding of the interview, when you now take a decision, for example, which was done in this matter, by the way, my lord, that a warning statement will be taken. Then there was that interview, and indeed, in terms of the warning statement, it was done where he signed, and then the person who took the warning statement, which I think is Sergeant Mohane, also signed on his part. Then that was done, but on a different date, my lord. So what I'm saying, my lord, at that stage, because it was the initial stage, you go to such matters with an objective mind, not with a concluded mind, because I did not have anything except the statement of Absalom Zungu that points him to say he may have played a role in this matter. But when you embark on investigation, you try, this is what I do, my lord, to be as objective as possible, my lord.
The engagement, to use the word that you've just used, it will be you asking questions from accused number 2, and you will then respond to the questions that you pose to him.
Yes, formally, my lord. That's why I said it was not an unofficial engagement. It was formal, my lord. The notice of rights we engage, who I am, why I'm there, my lord. So we spoke on formal basis, my lord.
Whatever that transpired on that day, the 18th of June 2020, was it written down? Did you make a statement on that day or some days after?
My lord, I think I dealt with this part. That I made a diary, which with regard to the summary of what happened, and then subsequently, I think in my statements, one would have summed up,
In
my lord.
October 2023, last year, you made a statement, only last year.
No. So perhaps let's go back, my lord. The statement of, and I dealt with this part, is not the first time, my lord, this has been brought to me. The statement of 2023, my lord, I indicated when we're dealing with the trial within trial, that as the matter was proceeding, I was asked by the state advocate at the behest of the defense that certain aspects of what transpired in relation to accused number 2 must be explained. I remember, my lord, there was even this assertion that at some stage he was taken to Capitec Bank, I don't know to do what, my lord. This is now as to the information was being brought to me by the state advocate to say, explain this aspect that he was taken to Capitec Bank, and it came in the same correlation when it was said now we must do the 205 to say he was in KZN on the 27th, and then also I think something to the effect of the clothing. So those were at the behest of the defense, my lord, that was asking us to explain this situation. So I disposed that affidavit to respond to the request that was made by the defense, my lord.
Amongst the request that was made was in relation to the events of the 18th of June 2020, which did not appear anywhere from the documents which were disclosed to us. It is then that we receive a statement only on the 15th of October 2023 in relation to the events of the 18th of June 2020.
Yeah, my lord, I was not in court. All I can say, my lord, is that I was asked to explain certain situation by the state advocate, and I disposed the affidavit according to the request, my lord.
For purposes of the interview or engagement, I'll use the word that you use. You are aware of the statement regarding interview with suspect form?
No, my lord. Okay, so the first part I'm aware, but I think we dealt with this part with Advocate Mnisi even. There is a difference, a warning statement, my lord, and I think Advocate Nxumalo knows that he was a prosecutor, I believe.
Yes, for a long time. Yes.
Yes. You prepare, when a person is being prepared to appear in court, you then complete that. That is the normal form that you will find actually at the station. I have never, and I repeat, my lord, standing here again, seen a detective who, when he conducts an investigation, sits down with the suspect that is interviewing during the course of investigation, says, now I'm going to ask questions, let's go through this warning statement. That's not how we stand, my lord. And specifically the form that I was referred to, it is clearly indicated on the first paragraph that is as a result of the directive from the NPA or from the prosecutor saying, go and interview this person and get this answer. So you get the directive first from the NPA, then you engage the suspect, then you take that communication back. It's a different situation, my lord, when the police are embarking on their routine investigation. It doesn't happen. It's not feasible, my lord. It's not feasible because, like I said, even during the course of simple arrest by uniform members who are not detectives, they do interview people on the inception. They interview people, follow up on the lead that they give them, and then subsequently then arrest them, give them the notice of rights in terms of 14A, detain them and leave them there. But the first engagement was not the detective, my lord, or the investigating officer who will be preparing the suspect for court. It's the arresting officers, and they will be interviewed. They'll simply make a statement and not complete the form, my lord.
Very important public service announcement. According to Brigadier Kininda, you heard it yourself. When you are arrested or when you are interviewed, they do not have time to write anything down. They're just busy asking you questions. And then maybe in 3 years' time, they're going to write it down only if, the prosecutor asks for that verification or documentation. And in this case, it was only asked because the defense wanted to know what happened on the 18th of June 2020, because Bongani Ntanzi says he met you on the 18th of June 2020. And then it's like, oh, wait, what? Okay, let's write something down. That's what happens in the South African police services, okay? Don't make any complaints. Remember, we learned, I've done a video before, don't sign no warning statements if you don't agree with anything. Now, my big question here is, what language did they speak to Bongani Ntanzi in? Was there an interpreter present? I'm not fighting. I'm not picking fights. I just want to understand what language they used when speaking with him. That's all. I'm just curious. I'm highly curious. And then at the same time, I also, a lot of things that we're learning from the Brigadier, just in this interaction with Nxumalo, okay? He asked really powerful questions. It doesn't seem like it, but if you really listen, and you listen to understand, listen like the judge, you will hear his questions are powerful, very informative, and definitely throw the Brigadier under the bus, which is why you see him use a lower voice inclination than the one he's been using with Umnisi. With Umnisi, he was using the high bars, okay, because it was the battle of the giants over there, okay, two tall men fighting it out. Here, and I believe Umnisi and Gininda's battles do not just start in this court. I think it's a continuation from other battlegrounds, other courtrooms. That's why they're very familiar with each other. Here, we see a different side of the Brigadier, and he can answer short questions. He can answer short answers. He can give a yes or no answer. His explanations are not as long-winding. That is very interesting. Let me know if you observed that as well. But you know what? I don't want to drag this video out too long, okay? I'm going to upload it and then I'll start on the next one as well. So make sure if you want to see the next one, because there's still more good parts, make sure you go ahead and drop a like. I absolutely love it when you do. It signals to me that keep going, girl. We're waiting for the next video. And if you're not subscribed, this is a good time to subscribe because we want to hit 50,000 subscribers before the year ends. Are you going to be part of my joyous 2025 beginnings with 50,000 subscribers? Please help me out. I'd really appreciate it. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you on my next upload.